Hey guys, Lissandro here, and this is the third time remaking this video because for some reason every time I try to start making this video, I'll always get a call or something like that. Somebody called me, this stupid telemarketers. Well, not all of them. One of them was a client, but anyway, um, today I want to focus on a particular topic. Um, Lately, I've been watching a lot of Thunderfoot videos. And I love science videos, whether it's Thunderfoot, Nerd Rage, or any any science videos, whether it's professors, researchers, science news reviews, or just amateurs trying to find ways to make certain experiments and all. But what I want to focus on is this. And this is mainly in reference to trolls and all those dumbass idiots out there that like to talk shit on to other people. Um, you see, one of the problems that I have seen is that um, a lot of the times where whenever you take out like a decent professional research article, these um, you always get these people claiming bullshit on a lot of the stuff. You always get that, and in reality, it kind of comes to mind why a lot of the time there's a lot of these idiots out there. Is that in today's time you can't trust anything on the internet. Before you could trust a lot of things, but a lot of things are doubtable now. If you take a picture of something, maybe it might have been believable back then, but decades back. But now, since the creation of Photoshop, you get all this bunch of bullshit. If you also have a bunch of pseudoscientists, conspiracy theorists, and a bunch of social nutcases out there that's pretty much discredit things that are honestly veridical, honestly that are actual truth and everything. And the thing is that because of that, it creates doubt in people. People don't know what to trust, and the information that people are trying to share with others, the information that these researchers trying to share to educate people to open up things that is being distorted by all these idiots that are claiming bullshit and all these fucked up claims, deranged claims and all. I had a friend of mine that well, I cut ties with him because I just over time I just got pretty much sick and tired of his shit and everything. Um, he was um, he was a conspiracy theorist. I hope. I think so. I'm not really sure. Um, I said I hope, but anyway, um, he was a conspiracy theorist. He followed Alex Jones and other shit. And the thing is that this was a guy that just claimed shit that was just complete deranged, and his thoughts were very irrational because despite showing certain disclosure, certain stuff that in reality you can't falsify, then he just pretty much discredited it because he said he didn't want to see shit or anything, and that's a very irrational way of thinking when you don't consider the other person's point of view when discussing something. And that's like what I mentioned, like in previous videos, the whole arguing objective points like they're subjective and vice versa. It convolutes. It creates a lot of problems. uh, when getting your message across and everything. And well, the thing is that I don't really care what these people share or anything, but the problem is when they start interfering with what other people think. When you're trying to educate other people and they just pretty much um, pollute the minds of other people, and that's where the problem lies. You can't really get your message across because these idiots are getting in the way, and that's what pisses me off. And I would understand if it was if you, for example, you took out a research topic or something you were researching on, um, whether regardless of what branch of science you're focusing on. And I would understand if another researcher or somebody literate in that literate in that aspect argued certain points of view and all that are pretty much valid because there's a lot of things in science that despite the fact they're objective, it leaves room for argument because it's still unclear. And one of those examples is in cosmology. But when you get all these religious nutcases, when you get all these what you call it, all these conspiracy theorists that believe very deranged concepts and everything, when you get these people that how can I say it? When you get these people that are completely scientifically illiterate, when you get shit like that, then that's where the problem lies because uh, here uh, here you are exposing some of your research findings, um, and then here's some scientifically illiterate idiot trying to bait you based on what he believes and not what he knows. And that's another thing, belief. The beliefs of one person are not always going to be the same of another. And in this terms, it's not about belief. It's about actual facts. It's about uh, actual findings. There are these things that um, can't be falsified in it, and in any sense you that even though what I mean is that even there are these things that even though if you try to find flaws in it, you couldn't find it. Now, like for example, whether fire burns wood, or um, whether whether an object falls if you're holding it up in the air and you let it go, with no strings attached or anything. I'm talking about if you get a rock or a ball and you just hold it and drop it, you already know that the weight of it is gonna cause it to drop it. Okay, um, that's in simple terms and everything. But but the thing is that when you're discussing with these people, these people try to find exceptions, like if they were lawyers trying to find loopholes in laws, and it doesn't work that way. You know, and because of that, is the reason why people are distrustful. And that comes to another point, distrust. People are distrustful of one another. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are gonna are very defensive to what they hear because they don't agree, and a lot of them are thinking in their mind that being defensive because they think the other person is just feeding them bullshit, and a lot of the times they aren't, and that's where the whole issue is now. there is one thing that I want to say to like um to a lot of people whoever's watching this video now. If you allow these type of thoughts to cloud to pretty much cloud the minds of a lot of the brilliant potential brilliant minds of today, ask yourself what kind of world will we have, because that I see that's the problem, part of the problem of what um, a lot of the social issues in today's time are, because um, and because one thing I see, especially here in the U.S., I don't know how it is in other parts of the world. A lot of people here are more worried about social problems rather than other issues that have potential to affect people at a much more serious degree. Other other problems that are much more serious rather than dealing with a lot of the social problems. And that's my personal take on this. But anyway, I want to leave y'all with this. If you how can I say this? If you allow a lot of thoughts to cloud the minds of these coming generations, if we're and it's just going back to what I just recently said. If you allow a lot of these thoughts to cloud the minds of these younger generations, it comes to mind what kind of world will you create? What kind of world are you making for your younger generation? Because we already know what this past generation did. Look at all the shit that's going on today. It's nothing like back in the 90s or the 80s or anything like that. We see a whole new breed of different issues, and think and though there's a lot of new things in the future, there are a lot of interesting things in the future via technology and all. There's also a lot of other types of problems, and a lot of those problems affect the development of these younger generations. I just not quoted, but I just focused on uh, one of those social problems, and and it comes to how they protruding the expression of what people are trying to express, the education people are trying to offer to others, how people get in the way of scientific knowledge and just fill other people's head with bullshit. I'm not trying to say that any particular person, uh, any particular point of view is bullshit, but there are some points of view that people have that are bullshit. I'm not gonna say what it is because that's my own personal opinion on that. That's my own personal take on it. It's relative. It's relative to the person. But for a moment, just suspend yourself from all your beliefs, everything, and put yourself in a blank slate, and analyze things in a very reasonable and rational manner. But anyway, I'll leave you with this. So anyway, take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.